Shema Yasharallah Yahweh Allahayinawa Yahweh Achad Shema Yasharallah Yahweh Allahayinawa Yahweh Achad Shema Yasharallah Yahweh Allahayinawa Yahweh Achad Barak Yahweh Barak Yahweh Shai Barak Yahweh Barak Yahweh Shai Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Kaha Kadash. I also want to give double honors to our elder apostles and elder bishops, the great millstone of the well. I want to say peace and blessings, health and wellness to the house of David the elect. I was a high spirit wind in Judah. And today I want to go into a topic entitled Comfort Kills Kings. This is the second installment, by the way. All right. Based off of Brother Cinnamon comment requesting that I do a part 2, and I'd be glad to do a part 2. It was actually on my spirit. Other things came on my spirit the day following doing a lesson. Going back to Comfort Kills Kings. Because hey, brothers in the truth, you're kings in the spirit. And we are the house of David. The house is the dynasty. Another word for house is dynasty of David. So we're literally the dynasty of David, all right? And there's a way that we have to move, all right, that's contrary to the way of a civilian, all right? We have a responsibility, all right, for our nation. We have a responsibility, all right, to bring back our nation, all right, through this truth, through this gospel, all right? And ultimately, it's the Most High that's doing it through us, all right? We're just tools. We're unprofitable servants. We're just tools. All right, but with that duty comes a great responsibility, as it says in the scriptures, and this is in Ecclesiastes, roughly paraphrasing, woe to thee thy land when thy prince is a child who eateth in the morning, all right? Because in the ancient world, all right, you had actual rulers, all right? And if your prince, if the governor of your kingdom, all right, has a childlike mind, meaning he's full of self-indulgence, full of he has a self-pleasing nature, like a child. He put his appetites before anything else. Then your kingdom is going to crumble. All right. There was a time, and this is based off the series The Roman Empire of Netflix. All right, where Julius Caesar, all right, the emperor of Rome, all right, went to Egypt to basically gather help from the pharaoh in Egypt. And while he was in Egypt, he left Mark Antony, one of his comrades, all right, he left Mark Antony to watch the city of Rome while he was in Egypt. And while he was in the city of Rome, Mark Antony was just laid up with women. And then there was riots in the city because of starvation. Mark Antony didn't know how to handle the uproars. So he handled it by force, as opposed to seeking the source of the riot, which was famine, which was starvation. All right. But the reason why Mark Antony was like that, based off the series, is because he was just laid up with women. He knew how to be a soldier, but he didn't know how to be a ruler. See, when you're a ruler, contrary to popular belief, you got to be a stoic. You have to be a man of basically a man of necessity. I'm not gonna say necessity, but you have to be a man that's not of excess. There we go. You have to be a man that's not given to excess of anything. Wine, women, all right? You have your wine and you have your women or your woman, all right? But that's not your lifestyle. That's, like the brother said, that plays in the background. And that brother Yashima, all right? It plays in the background, man. Okay? But that shouldn't take up your day, all right? Because it makes you lax. It takes away that acuity, that sharpness, that focus you should have as a ruler. Okay, so going back to Julius Caesar, while Julius Caesar, the emperor of Rome, he went to Egypt to seek help because he was at odds with Pompey. So while he was in Egypt, like I said, he left Mark Antony to rule Rome. Mark Antony wasn't equipped to be a ruler, all right? So while Mark Antony was ruling Rome, he was given the wine and women and gambling. Meanwhile, Rome was crumbling. which is almost like you leave your eldest son, all right, to be a steward of your house while you go to another land, all right, to, you know, for business. And you assume your eldest son is going to hold down all the responsibilities of the house, you know, be in charge of the sons and the daughters and the maids and regulate their finances and make sure the estate is upkept, all right, just to come back and see that your son, he got holes over. As soon as you walk in the door, a woman in a towel walking out the room, you know what I mean? Like, oh, you was bullshitting the whole time I was gone. You're not a ruler. That's why a servant can replace the eldest son. You know, the eldest son is like a nigga as far as an heir. You know, because comfort kills kings, and comfort and that Western lifestyle of party and bullshit and party and bullshit, that's not for kings, man. All right. That's why it says in Proverbs 31 and 3, all right, give not thy strength to women, nor thy ways to that which destroy kings. And in the NLT, it goes into something to the effect of, give not thy strength to women, to those who ruin kings. And that should be the quote of the day, because women ruin kings, man. All right, women ruin kings, and a woman could be something spiritual like a philosophy. You have men that are ruined by philosophies, because you have to remember in Proverbs, I think it's the 7th chapter, it goes into the strange woman, which is a philosophy. So you have philosophy that have taken men and overthrown men from the post in this truth. All right, you go from being in this truth to following Kemet, or just going back into some creating your own bugged out fucking doctrine, man. That thotty doctrine. You follow a thotty doctrine. You know, it might have a sparkle to it, but it's trash, man. And it doesn't cycle back to truth. It is a thotty doctrine, man. It ain't so feel, man. All right, so that can ruin you, man. All right, but I have to push these lessons out, because Babylon is full of bread and circuses, man. And even as men in this truth, we have leeway. You can go to bars, you can get drinks, you can have a woman, you can have your dealings with a woman, all right? But you know, you have to know your own boundaries, and that's what really makes you a king, because you have the laws of Moses, but this book is really for the elect. That's why you had a book of Proverbs, the book of Sirach, all right? That's for the elect to meditate on. Hey, it gives you, I think that's Deuteronomy, the 17th chapter. You can correct me if it's not the right chapter, but I think it's Deuteronomy, the 17th chapter. It gives the protocol for being a king. And it tells you how you can't multiply wives, you can't multiply horses and chariots, you can't be a man of access. You know what your job is as the king? Is to be a judge. A king is a judge. See, king ain't just for ego, like, yeah, I'm a king, nigga. Yeah, shalom, king. No, a king is a judge. Now, we can call each other king, but the reason why you can't be given the access, or excess, I'm sorry, the reason why you can't be given the excess is because your mind is supposed to be occupied in the laws, because you're gonna navigate your kingdom, you're gonna orient your kingdom, or regulate your kingdom based on the laws of Moses. So to be a king, you have to meditate on the laws the way a judge would meditate on the American judicial system, the American laws, man. So that's part of the reason. See, the Most High is developing kings, man. I'm willing as us, we're gonna ascend into the chariots with king mindsets, man. But how can you have a ruling class mentality if, for one, you can't rule yourself? And we've all fallen victim to that, you know. But how can you have a ruling class mentality if you don't even know the laws to rule your people with? Because people are going to come to you with matters. People are going to come to you with matters, all right? People are going to come to you, so like, people are going to come to you with matters, and you have to be able to judge those matters through the royal law, man. through those dietary laws, through those ceremonial laws, through those civil laws, through those judicial laws. You got certain shows on TV, they just basically going into civil matters. Certain, judge shows is specifically for civil matters. Landlord type stuff, landlord leasing matters type stuff. Possession, repossession type stuff. Civil matters, man. See, there's a reality to governing a society. You have to regulate civil matters. You see? Judicial matters. All right? Fighting over property. And he says we're going to be kings and priests. You're going to run these societies, man. Okay? So, that's pretty much the point, man. So that mindset, you can't be given to excess. Even when we're in the kingdom, all right, you're going to have a duty. Your duty is to regulate the providence that Yahushua conquered. The elect and Yahushua conquered, because his army is going to be the elect. And he's going to allot parts of existence to you. So whatever part of the earth that he gives to you, you're gonna have to regulate the people on that earth through the royal laws, man. So you're not gonna have to meditate on the laws, because the laws are gonna be written in you. But still, the wine and the women, that's gonna be in the background, man. All right, that's gonna be your down. That's still gonna be your downtime. The most important thing about the kingdom is that the laws are gonna be enforced. All right, so we have to be careful. All right, we have to be careful, because we're men in the east that reside in the west, and we can't let the west conquer us. All right, like that song by Sizzle, I have no white God, but one thing he said was, I won't be conquered in this region. Yeah, he said he won't be conquered in this region. If you really got that ruling class mentality, if you really are royal, if you really are the hopefully elect, all right, you're going to despise the ways of the West. You're going to despise the undisciplined of this society. This childlike behavior that runs society, man. This debaucherous, Canaanite, Edomite, Roman way that permeates the existence right now, man. All right? But going back, man, that same way will conquer your mind. It'll emasculate your mind. It'll make you liken to a child. A man given to anything, it makes you liken to a child. A man given to wine, a man given to women, all right? A man given to gold and silver, it makes you like a little child, man. And hey, it tells you in 1 Ezra 4, in the book of Sirach, 1 Ezra 4, about the thing that's the most powerful in the earth. And it gives the three things. Four things. The king, wine, gold, and women. But it tells you wine, it makes no distinction between the king and the servant. Or the king and it said it makes no distinction between the king and the fatherless child. Because that stood out to me. It said wine, it makes the king and the fatherless child the same. Because a fatherless child generally is undisciplined. So wine makes the king just like a child, man. All right? And when you give into it, people lose respect for you like that. Now, we all have our myrrh, but even as, leaders of the camp, you can't be a certain way around all the brothers, because you have to have that judge-like spirit on you, There's nothing wrong with that. All right? It tells you wine makes the king and the fatherless child the same. And it also tells you in Sirach, the 19th chapter, wine and women make men of understanding to fall away. All right? So, as a king, it tells you in Proverbs 31 that it is not meant for kings to be given to wine. Once again, it's good for moderation, but it's not meant for me. It's not meant for kings to be given to wine. The wine, being given to wine, is for the impoverished, the poor, the person who need to forget their reality. All right. So if you're a brother in this truth, and you being grown into a ruling class mentality, into a royal position, all right, you can't be that brother that's given to liquor, given to wine, and you hate Babylon. Yeah, we all hate Babylon. We all hate our lives. But that can't be your panacea. That can't be your cure-all remedy to where it's more wine and less scriptures. To where basically you're useless. You just get off work if you have a job and you go back right to the liquor. Now you have to be a profitable servant. You have to be useful. All right? We all have our bitterness and our strife and our bullshit, man. So you want to go to your indulgences. But you can't be given to that. All right? You know, you can't be given to it, you see? But once again, those type of things, it saps you. It enervates you. Meaning it slowly weakens you. You know? And one thing I learned about indulging in vices, indulging in things that really arouses your flesh, really feeds your flesh excessively, it makes your spirit weak, man. It gives you a weak spirit. It weakens that connection between you and Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai. It weakens that connection. Once again, there's nothing wrong with partaking in lawful things that the Most High created are to de-stress you, to, you know, take out the edge. But we are soldiers and we are in a time of war. And furthermore, we're judges. All right? So, like I said, these are things that wine, women, you know, part, whatever, man, you know, you know what it is. Like, you know what you should and shouldn't do, or what you shouldn't do in excess. It tells you, and what's that, 1 Corinthians 9? He that's striving for the masteries is temperate in all things, man. So, one thing that we should strive for in this truth, all right, is balance, man. We should make an effort to achieve balance. All right. Because once again, wine and women make men of understanding to fall away. The wine and women could be philosophies. Men have fallen away because they fell victim to thotty philosophies. All right, thotty doctrines. All right, because Jake like anything that sparkles, like Kemet. That's a doctrine that sparkles. You know, especially for women. You know, the goddess, queen, diva. That Western doctrine is a thotty doctrine. It's sparkly. And it makes you turn your head because she's thick, right? It catch your eye, all right? But look at what it engenders in our people, man. Chaos, all right? Death, destruction, man, all right? But actually too, literal wine and women, man. Because women, they're good to take the edge off just like wine. Women have their role. But if you're given to women, if you're given to the wiles of women, all right, it takes the crown off your head. You know, something that Mike Tyson said in one of his documentaries, something to the effect of, you know, he always wanted a lot of women, but he never knew how much they could take from him. He wasn't talking about like just financially. He just indulging in women like that. It takes from a man. It takes from you, man. Women distract, women ruin. They can take from you. A man who has a purpose, a man who strives for greatness, it'll behoove you to minimize women, all right? Or at least have a period of time where you're not around women to recharge your masculine spirit, man. All right, and if we're talking to the brothers in the truth, tap back into the spirit of Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai, because Yahweh Shai deals with that solitude, man. Hey, a man having separated himself, seeking and intermeddle it with our wisdom. But with that, I hope you brothers and sisters were edified. Once again, I want to give out honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Hakudash. I also want to give double honor to our elder apostles and elder bishops, the great millstone who well. Peace and blessings, health and wellness, and house of the elects. Abba, coming out, Shalom.